Well, hello. This is a message from your friendly instructor to the students in COMM 101 80N. That's the 16-week online course, and COMM 101 84N. That's the 8-week speech online course. A lot of things you need to pay attention to, and pay very close attention, because there are some inborn tests in this to see how much you pay attention. So, number one, first thing you have to do is you have to go in and look at the syllabus. Next thing you have to do is look at the course calendar. After you've done both of those things, then go through all of the announcements. All of those tabs are in Blackboard. Make sure you understand how to use each of those and pay attention to how to navigate around the course. It's not always the simplest thing in the world to do. Special message for those of you that are taking the 8-week course. You are taking a 16-week course in 8 weeks. Everything is doubled up. You have to do all of the work that everyone else is doing in 16 weeks in 8 weeks. That means you must be very, very good on time management. All right? Please pay special attention to that. For both areas of both sections of students, you must have a digital camera. You must have a tripod. You must have an audience of 6 people, 16 years of age and above. In each of your speeches, the audience comes one by one past your camera. They look at the camera and they say, "My name is Keith Klein. I am 16 years old," or if they're embarrassed about how old they are, but they're over 21, they only need to say, "I'm over 21." Okay? One time at the beginning of the speech, never, once you start the camera, turn off the camera, never edit. The only picture that I want to see when you give your speech is this one right here. Do you see what you're looking at? Roughly the bust line to an inch or two above the head. This close. Never, but never, any other picture when you're giving a speech. If for any reason you hold up a visual, all right, send me a copy of the visual. I will look at the copy of the visual. I don't need the camera zooming in or out. Once you take this picture, never zoom in or out, never tilt up or down, never pan right or left. Okay? Make sure you understand that, because it's crucial. If you do not follow those directions, it will cost you dearly on your speech. All right? Next step is you can't edit your speech. In a regular speech class, it's start to finish. If you make a mistake, you have to get out of it while you're speaking. All right? We'll talk more about that in a little bit. But you need all of those things, and make sure that you have them. Now, let's talk about some other things in the syllabus that will come into play. If you buy your book, you will get a Connect card with that, an access card. Connect is the only way you can uplink your speeches. You must have that Connect card. If you bought your book used, you may acquire one of those in the bookstore, but it is not a real easy thing to do. Attendance policy. Each week, you have to do discussion boards. For those of you in the 8-week class, you have to do 2 discussion boards each week. Failure to do the discussion board marks you as absent. Understand that. You must do the discussion board. There are 2 parts to each discussion board. A question for you to answer, and then you must comment on another student's response. For that reason, you must provide your initial answer on the discussion board by no later than Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. Catch that closely. Must provide your first part of the answer no later than Wednesday night at 11:59 p.m. If you haven't done that, you're not going to get credit for having done the discussion board. The second part of the discussion board is the response to what someone else has posted. That's why everybody has to post by Wednesday at 11:59. So, you go on, you write your response. Wednesday, you go back in, or actually Thursday morning, you can go back in and respond to someone else's posting. It tells you what you're supposed to do with respect to that response. You respond to the posting. All of this must be completed by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. All right, the week starts Monday at 8 a.m. It goes to the following Sunday at 11:59 p.m. There are no makeups for absences. There are no makeups for missed exams. There are no makeups for missed discussion boards. All right, now attendance is key because for this class, the attendance policy is there are no unexcused absences. If you fail to attend, your letter grade will go down 1 letter for each meeting you fail to attend. If you're getting A's otherwise and you miss 4 classes, you've now failed the class. Please understand that. Second point, it's not hard in this class to get a very good grade, an A or a B. My goal in this class is not to turn you into a keynote speaker at some big public meeting. My goal is, because most of you are terrified you're taking a speech course, it's one of the biggest fears people have, my goal is to make you feel comfortable enough that when you finish this class, you will not be hesitant to go to a school board meeting on behalf of your child or go to a city or a county council meeting on behalf of yourself. I don't want you to be afraid of speaking. I'm not trying to make you a perfect speaker. In my course, I want you to be conversational. I want you to talk to me, not at me, and I want you to tell stories, okay? The rules are all spelled out. You just have to follow the rules. So, the attendance policy is very, very strict. Makeup policy, if I should give you an excused absence, your makeup policy is you must follow what's in the syllabus in terms of making up any of the assignments that I allow you to make up. All right. Now, let's talk about some of the requirements in terms of the class. I'm doing this by looking at the syllabus, and here's some general information. You must dress appropriately for your speeches. That means dress professionally. This is not bad. Tie, shirt, sport coat, dress, whatever, fine. Do not show up in a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. Do not act like you're doing this in between the commercials and the football game. It must be a course you approach in a very professional way. Practice your speech. Practice your speech in front of your audience before you actually do it. Under no circumstance, memorize your speech. Don't even try that. It's supposed to be delivered with lots of eye contact like I'm doing right now. When you give your speech, even though you have an audience out there in front of you, you talk to me. I'm the camera. Talk directly to me. Your audience will get it by your speaking to the camera. When you hold up a visual, you can hold it up for the camera. If you want the audience to see it, fine. You can do that, but talk to me in the camera. All right, what else do you need to know? You'll need a podium or a lectern of some kind that you can put your notes on. And also, you don't want to bury your head down like this and read your notes like that. I prefer that you use 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper and not little file cards that you'll see in a lot of the speakers that you have examples of in the course. Those are real easy to drop, real easy to get out of order. You must stand when giving a speech. Never sit when giving a speech, unless there's an ADA reason and you have provided for me a certification, ADA certification, that you have a reason why you have to sit when you deliver a speech. All right? Visual aids. If you use visual aids, make sure you know how to use them. Don't get real fancy about putting visual aids on a TV set behind you and all of those things. Send me a copy of the visual aid. You can hand out something to your audience and they can see what it is you're talking about. Don't get too sophisticated and too fancy. The speech information will tell you when visual aids are required. Be aware of your volume. The microphone is on the camera. If you put the camera on the North 40 and you zoom to this shot, the microphone is still way over there somewhere in front of you. If the mic is too far away and I can't hear you, it's going to cost you on your grade. Watch room noise. Now, I know a lot of speakers send the kids to another room where there's a television set. If I can hear the TV set in the other room better than I can hear you, then you are not going to do well on your speech. Listen to all these not do well things. That means it's real easy to control. Listen to your speech after you give it. A lot of times when the heater or air conditioner comes on in your house, it's pretty loud. Depending on where the camera with the microphone is, it can be very distracting, and in fact, it can even cover up your speech. So, listen to noise. Don't put the camera near. I had some speech person once, they must have had a 1,000,000-gallon fish tank, and they put the camera near the fish tank, and all I could hear during the speech was the bubbler in the fish tank. So don't do things like that. Be very conscious of what it is. Speak to me when you give your speech. No gum, no hats, no hoodies. If you're a female and you have that hair that kind of hangs down, the Veronica Lake effect, and you have the tendency when you're talking to do one of those things to get the hair back up out of your face, and you're doing this every 30 seconds to get the hair, I will fail you on the speech if you do that. Put something in your hair, a bobby pin, spray your hair, do something, even a casual brush back on occasion, but don't do this spastic kind of thing of flipping your hair back with your head. I can't tell you how annoying that is. Be as natural as possible. Some people, females especially, have what I call the tisk. Men have it too, but females tend to do it more, and that's the kind of sound when they talk that makes a sound that when they get to the end of a sentence, they make that kind of a sound with their mouth, and I can't tell you how annoying that is. Don't do it. All right. Watch the hair hanging in the face, and the tisk sound and proper grooming will go a long way. Try to be as natural as possible. Once you are ready to begin your speech, wait for the camera to lock in on you. Pause for a moment, look down, make sure you have the opening sentence, and start looking out at the camera. Don't start looking down. When you finish your speech, wait for 3 beats, 1001, 1002, 1003, and then they can turn the camera off. All right? You don't need to be operating the camera. You need somebody in your audience to do that. Watch the due dates on the speeches. You must meet those due dates and the times. Remember, failure to deliver all 5 speeches in this class will result in you failing this class. Make sure that you do that. Make sure that you follow the discussion board deadlines and the exam deadlines, and do all of that. Now, boy, that sounds severe, doesn't it? I can tell you that you will do very, very well in this class if you follow the directions as outlined. We will give you critiques on your speeches with this webcam. For that reason, in the announcements section, you're going to see that I need from you by next Sunday, that would be the 20th at 11:59 p.m., I need a fantasy name. It's all outlined in the announcements section. I also need a copy of a photo ID. Usually that's your driver's license. Photo ID. I've got to be able to see your face clearly. I've got to be able to look at your ID and compare it to the person giving the speech. It better be you. All right. What else do you need to know? Photo ID. Get that to me immediately. January 29th is the absolute deadline. There is technical support outlined in your syllabus in case you have any problems uploading your speeches. Those are things you want to do as early as possible in order to make things work. I have a right of refusal if your speech does not meet the qualifications or the topic is improper. I will refuse the speech, and then you and I need to talk. The course outline, course syllabus tells you what the points are in this class. We'll talk more about that later. And the basic thing is read the syllabus, get familiar. Now, here's the other thing. I'm a speech teacher. I am not an English teacher. I'm not big on written messages. Call me. There's a toll-free number in the syllabus. There is also a number you can use to call me in my office. Call me and talk to me. If you're having any kind of a problem, it's always a good idea to call me when you're in front of your computer and I can be in front of my computer, and we can look at the same things at the same time and maybe work out things. All right? If you have any questions, call me in my office. Let me put some reassurance on you now as we end this. First thing, send me an email message. There are specific instructions about what to put in the subject line of every email message. So immediately send me an email message telling me you have seen this video. I will find out two things. Number one, that you've actually read the instructions on how to submit an email. And number two, I will find out that you've actually viewed this video. If you do not send me that message, you will be withdrawn from the class. You have a period of time to do that, but don't wait. Do it immediately. Also, one of the other important things is don't wait until the deadline time to submit assignments. The sooner you can submit the assignment, the better off you are. That said, don't work ahead. Okay? If you have any questions, I want to work with you. I want to make you a success in this class. We will get through this. You will do well. And together, you will find out that with my help and your work, this class has been a good class for you to take. All right? We'll be talking to you more. Read anything you have a question about, give me a call in my office. Talk to you soon.